guys. John's still dancing. Hey,
Yeah.
my name's Anya Robinson.
Oh,
John
were
with
we
me. I have
dancing?
Yana. Yeah, we were supposed to dance. Like, okay.
There you go. Nice.
Welcome.
Nice.
Yana, why don't you explain to me like your genius in these style things?
Oh, right. I was like, the whole genius needs some time, but just the style. Okay,
Right.
definitely
Absolutely.
the breaking down.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let me just like click.
Are you
everything
like
off.
ready? Do you have your first slide up?
I have my first slide up. So
Yes. Okay, hold on. Let me show it.
show it.
There we go.
Look, there is a slide.
Yep.
This is gonna be awesome. I love
I
this
know.
already. It's so good. It's so good. I love it.
Oh,
What about this is so awesome?
No, it's just gonna be amazing. Like I'm
it's
looking.
gonna be a good
I
time.
love your energy, Yana. Like that's what it is. I love it. I love it so much. Like it totally vibes with me. I'm being dead serious. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm being serious. It's awesome.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Guys, I swear there's no alcohol. We are just like this. And Anya just gets like us. We like sort of assimilate her into our weirdness. She cannot help this. So do not fault her, fault us. Okay,
Thank
let's
you.
start.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You've been absolved.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyhow, so the talk about style. I think everybody who starts out will at some point get to like a page of someone who has like an amazing style and everything looks amazing, and you're like, yes, I want 3 books of this, please, or just send me everything in cards and I will decorate my wall with it. And then you have pages that are sort of a mess, or when you look at your own page, you might feel that way, and then you still get to hear that you should have a style because it will make you look better. And since you already want to have your whole walls decorated with somebody else's one styled art, you believe them right away, right? But then we always have the counter voice that goes like, nah, you don't need a style. Everybody already has their own style. And then you go like, yes, but they are selling and I am not, or they get hired and I am not, or I don't know, assumptions you might make. And this made me feel sort of insecure at one point. And I know a lot of people are searching for their style because of this insecurity. So, what I would like to do today is to take this insecurity away by just explaining my vision on how I think this thing works, where you can find your style, and how you could show one if you really need one, because you do indeed have one. So, let me give you the second slide, because this baby is done for today, right? Because she obviously doesn't know, and I do, so gone. This is the one text slide I have. The rest will be pictures, mostly. So, what is the style? And I'm just going to read this out loud so you all are on the same page, this page. An art style.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah. An art style is a unique and recognizable combination of technique, method, and decisions applied to an art piece or project. The reason why I put this in there, this is not the exact definition according to what kind of Bible or whatever. This is what I have collected. But basically, you can recognize somebody's style through how they paint, how they make decisions, sometimes of mediums they use or media they use, or the technique indeed. So there's like a lot of things that like together make your whole style. But it is recognizable, and this is a nice one-liner that helps you like get a good idea of this. Write it down if you need to, make a screenshot if you like. I thought this was a very good one. Why do you want to have a style? well, as I said, a nice collection of work can make you look more hireable. People will immediately see, like, oh my God, this is the guy who does this, or this is the girl or someone that does this thing. If I want to have this specific thing in my project, I will hire this person, or I know with this person, I am at least not getting ugly stuff, right? Because you see all the good things. Your portfolio is only as strong as its weakest piece. So, right? Why not? Concerning yourself about style is one of the last things you want to concern yourself about. Please focus on fundamentals first. You should create the art you like making that challenges you in the right ways and that gives you the preferred feeling. So that's whatever feeling you like. If you like getting depressed from your art, please make depressed art because this is what you like doing. If you like making very happy, cute, soft core, that's the big stuff, right? If you want to do that, do that. Um, what you prefer to do? This is very important. Anya finds this hilarious though, but it's very important. Stay with me on this page.
We're with you. We're with you.
Yeah,
We
we're
got it.
almost
Yeah.
there.
No, it's good. No, it's good. It's true. It's true. Like,
Yeah, right.
like they're like people fixate on one style over another, but it's really just like an outgrowth of who you are. Like, that I think it's great what you're saying. It's good.
Yes. Yeah, master approves. Bam. Anywho, um, so the question about how, yeah, but you tell me all this, but how important is my style then? This is up to you. If you want to be famous for a certain thing, like Lowish or Edith Compete, or I don't know, that person, Laura Price. If you want to be famous for a style, a thing, something that's very recognizable, you go like, yes, 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 I want to have this. I want to have it in the book. I want to have it on my wall. Yes, you kind of want to have a style, and we will talk about how to develop one. If you want to be a visual development artist, I think fundamentals will be way more important. Because if you have a very cute style, but in the meantime get all your perspectives wrong, you will not get hired. And that goes for all the other stuff as well. So, away with the text. Here come pictures. So everyone already has a natural style, right? And that basically means that however, who is typing so loud?
That is me. I am so sorry. I play piano, so I have this tendency to mash my keyboard when I'm typing. Sorry.
It's very ASMR. I was like, huh.
Oh, thank you.
I'm listening to this thing.
Thank
you. Yeah. Okay, sorry, guys. My point. So everybody has a natural style. Yes. So even if you make very different types of art, it maybe if you're like a generalist like me that goes like, ooh, there's ink and it looks like pretty. Ooh, look at this artist. That's like a thing. I want to do that. And like, ooh, this is line art stuff. I want to do that. Like those people have practiced for 20 years and you just want to do that, but you want to do it, right? So, I mean, John already found himself on this board, so that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So basically, if you look at anyone's page, however collective they are or not, some have a very coherent style. Some are just coherent in the way they make mistakes. Others are coherent in the way they choose their topic. So basically, I have a few examples. Like this first one, for example, makes Aaron Blaise type art. Right? This is a big Aaron Blaise fan. I'm a big Aaron Blaise fan, and I have his book. I know these pictures. I've watched his streams. I've seen him do it, and these are exact copies of his work. And then she also has a photo of his books there, basically promoting his books. So this is a super fan. Yes. So this
Definitely.
person likes Aaron Blaze and makes studies of somebody else's studies. So you can see some distortions in there. This is her thing. The next one really likes mermaids, like in different ways, but mermaids nonetheless, with background, without background. Some have line, some don't. Like she's trying stuff, but mermaids is the key here. If you see a mermaid that is a little bit out of whack, maybe with some heavy colors in there, it's this gal. You cannot put the girl, like the fan art, like art from to the left from here. You cannot get this in there. That would not fit. It's a different style. The same goes here. This is a good friend of mine. She is not about anatomy or perspective. She just makes cute stuff. She makes cute birds. Look at her cute birds. This works, and it's cute.
You're very cute.
Very, very cute. She also has her own Inktober. It's called Comtober, which only has like half the prompts. So,
Nice.
yeah. And then we have like a mishmash where this person here on the left bottom, she is just using whatever she can get her hands on. Obviously, like I'm sitting here in this cafe, I'm drawing the thing. I have these colored pencils and these like felt tip pens. And she just does the thing. And then she makes some amazing digital pieces amongst there as well. It's just sort of like whatever she can get her hands on. And she likes to push the low contrast key. So the middle one and the bottom, also a friend of mine, she likes to express stuff. So there's a lot of words, and then she combines that with like the colors that feel right. Some stuff is more realistic, some stuff is more cartoony. One is more about the text, the others are just about the colors. But either way, you can recognize this is a separate thing. And then we have our last one, the dang straight one. This person loves to do portfolios, right? As you can tell. Portraits. But this is a portrait that looks silly. This is a portrait that looks silly. This sort of looks half finished, but it's not. It's like cute. And then we have this thing in here. Like, what's that thing doing there? It's not a portrait. And then we have the cute little boy. And then we have some like sketches that are in there. Like, who puts sketches in there if you can already paint that well? Like, this person is obviously somebody who just goes like, okay, I want to do my thing. I like this thing. Look at my thing I like, and don't look at my whole page. Just look at my thing, right?
That's right. That's exactly right. This is a portrait now. This is a portrait now. It's a portrait now.
If you just blow up like your if you blow up your avatar, you can like put it in between, and then you also have your portrait there. Anyhow, my point being, you have a natural style of your own. And your style might, I don't know, lack in fundamentals, lack in color or consistency or whatever. It doesn't matter. I cannot interchange these pictures with each other. This mermaid does not go into this pile of whatever he wants to draw. This will not match. Neither will this. They are both doing very much their own thing, but look at these cute muted colors. They will not fit in here. Look at her cute little pastel colors. They will not fit in there. So everybody has this like natural style of their own. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, but we're gonna move on, John.
Do it. Go for it.
You can noodle on the next one.
No, go for it.
Go noodle here.
You're good. You're good.
So here you have people that have of themselves more uniform styles. So they have natural styles of their own that are more uniform. And that makes their page look way better than yours, which sucks. But they just think differently. Like I had a talk with this girl, with Jade, and I was talking with her, and she says, yeah, people come up to me and tell me, you have such a style, and I don't see it. This girl does not see that she has a specific natural uniform style. Why does she not see this? Because she just makes a piece in a way that she is used to make a piece. This is what she has learned. She has this method of working, this technique. And when she sees something cool, she like adds to it. She like puts it in there and then she keeps it there. So if she sees somebody who did like 20 years of whatever, like take Angela Sung, like amazing color work, she loves her. And she looks at Angela, learns from Angela, and like more amazing colors come into her newer pieces. But she keeps her method the same. Sadie is more like, well, Sadie is an amazing person. Sadie has a brain like nobody has. She thinks of things and then she paints girls in gas masks and then she deletes them again because she thinks them silly. But she had girls that had like antenna poles coming out of their hair, and I don't know. It was like all amazing. I'm always in awe of whatever she creates, but in this case, it's all just cute. But she has like no, she doesn't feel too. This is the brain. Look, the brain that she has, the special brain has now been drawn. It's not special yet. It's gonna be very special. Anyhow, so she doesn't feel the need to work on her anatomy. She's not studying muscle groups or bones or whatever. She's just like, no, this is cute girls. I like cute girls. And over the almost 10 years that I know her, she still likes cute girls. It's her thing. She makes it. She does it. And like she gets some witchy thingies in there, or it's more topical what she adds, right? Brain, like, no, but yes, her brain is amazing. Nobody's business. Absolutely.
You got a
nobody's.
brain like nobody's business. I love it.
I shit you not, guys. Like really. Anywho, yes. Next, ready for the next doodle?
Yes.
Do it.
Okay. So here you have a natural not so uniform style. See, this girl is all over the place. It's like, oh my god, I need to make a last minute like New Year's picture. Let's do this quickly today in full color because otherwise muggles don't understand.
Wait. Is this you? This is you.
This is May.
Why am I not in this presentation? Like I'm
you
where
are
am I?
getting too early, honey.
Oh.
I think you will be like somewhere down. So shut up. Anywho.
Hide behind the keyboard.
Anywho. So, and then I have this hourly comics day that I really like, right? Because everybody does that. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to draw my experience about how some stupid perfume boom, like on the bike passes me and then gets suffocated by their perfume. I will draw that shit. And you see, it's totally different. And then let's do a quick mermaid kind of thing. And it's really not that great. And then,
I like the hair going up to the, like the hair like going up to the surface. That's
right,
cool.
like the surface.
I wouldn't think to do that. That's really cool.
That's the only thing that's good about that piece. But then there's a guy that has this other like challenge, right? Like the John July challenge, right? Do some like cool brush work and stuff. And then let's do Halloween in a pretty way because the Americans always like ugly it up and I don't like it. So let's do it pretty.
So I have this as a print. I'll have you know, you gave this to me as a print.
Yes.
The pumpkin one. I love it.
Oh, that means that we met on the first year as well.
No, you
Because
just
the
gave
second
it to me
year-
last year.
Chicken and no, that's one was
No,
chicken.
you gave me this one last year.
Oh,
Yeah.
because of
You must have had an
I
extra
love-
that you gave to me.
So you
I
were
think you
waiting
felt
for
bad
this.
because I gave you my like print, my big
Oh,
print, and you were like, "Let me give you extra things."
Right, I remember. Okay, but in the meanwhile, like John, like since I told him like 2 slides ago that he should have his own avatar ready, he is now getting it in there. So like, it's really fun. You're just like a sponge. I say things, and then the cool stuff like does something in your brain, and then you like just throw
That's
it in
it.
there.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that's fun. I get it. Okay, I totally get that.
So I love the cool like rake brushstrokes in the clouds.
Yeah,
I
that's
would
awesome.
never
awesome.
think of doing that. That's so cool.
No.
It's
But
really
then,
good.
But then when you see the June July Art Challenge, you're like, oh, I'm gonna do that now. And what do you get? A page of not so uniform styles. See, you have no clue what I do here. This is everything of everything. By the way, you're improving my piece, even though it's more Halloween now than it was before.
It's scarier. It's scary.
It's like not in my style. Okay. Anywho. But even like in the bottom here, this is the hourly comics day from last year, and compared it with this year, like it's not that I have improved that much or something. No. I just spent literal time on this, but again, it looks completely different from this thing. You can be one of those people that feel like this, right? And I get that because I am this too. Anywho, so oh my God, you changed the color and everything. Anya, can you make a good screenshot of this?
We
Can
can save it
somebody-
later. We can save it
yeah.
later. We can output it.
I need
Let's
to
go.
have this. Yeah. I need to have
You
this.
really
I
want it?
kind of want to print this now.
Okay.
That's gonna be so fun. Like imagine going to Lightbox and then getting this.
On a big shirt, like just a big T-shirt. I'm like, what?
Oh no.
That's so fun. And just say like, groetjes van Jana. Yay.
Or you get Bobby on the phone and you have a printout in one of those like,
Yes.
windows. You do
I
like a
have his
big
phone
printout in a window.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
then John. as a
Or
woman.
I don't call Bobby. I'll just bring like that big of a print with me, and like in the night hide in the whole Lightbox thing
Oh.
to like in the
Oh
night
wow.
put it over there, and then
Wow,
in the
okay.
next morning everybody is surprised, including Bobby too, that has not been called.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I'm sure that'll go so well.
I think so too. I will rock that shit. Anywho. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Go for it. I'm sorry.
Anywho, so you can be all the this you want, right? All this like collection of everything. However, and here comes the answer to your question, like how do I get my style then? You put all the things that you made for the same thing and do more of it. So if you look back here, I made this mermaid piece. I mean, it was supposed to be as beautiful as this one, but I only had like I did 3 per day because I had like 50 drawings for that month to make the whole story. So I did not have that much time to do this kind of a render. But when you put them together, they look like a thing. Here I all of a sudden have a style. I apparently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 styles. But it looks way better to present, right? Basically, this is also what you need to do for a portfolio. Like make something like a project that works together and show and present it that way. And then another project, you put in another page, right? Make it pretty. So, however, even though I am this disorganized, yes, and these people are like look very uniform, right? You can still tell that this is me. Like the way I make faces, the way I let the cheeks stick out, or the color use that I have, it will still be very me. We can still not interchange anything. And you can still, if you look longer, you can recognize that I have a more like tendency towards realism, and they have a more illustrative / cartoony style. I don't even like have a lot of line art in here. Well, a few, but so next slide. I want to show you guys a controlled style. A controlled a controlled style is what you do for a certain project. It's not a natural thing. It's a thing where you try to make a natural style and like put it on a page. Explain to other people how you made the thing. And that means that everybody else that reads that same thing can now perform that style. So that's what style guides are for. This is how you do animation projects. This is how you make stuff look the same. Comics, or I don't know, like if you have to work on something with more people at the same time, you want to explain how this thing works. So in this case, it's about the way you draw and how you get a pose from a realism anatomy to like the cartoony style that this painter does. I forgot his name, like again, George Armos. Yes, it's right there. See? This means you have to analyze the style and then pick it apart and then make it so that everybody can follow this. Like even the most stupidest people on your team have to be able to follow your style. So you cannot make any assumptions that people will get certain things. This is very annoying, especially if you are a person that has a natural style and people want to use your style. Then you will be the one that has to explain how you do what naturally comes to you. I just did this with a friend of mine. It's really, really, really difficult. So, Chris Sanders, for instance, has a very specific style. And then we had Lilo and Stitch. This guy had to write all of his natural ways of drawing out in a lot of pages, because these are just a few. He had pages, several like on characters. There was some background stuff too. And here he basically explains into detail. If you have a clothing fold, you will draw it like
Hey, Anya. Sorry to interrupt, Yana. Can you shut your
Yeah.
window, Anya?
Oh, it is her?
Yeah,
was wondering
I'm pretty
who
sure
that was.
I'm pretty sure that's her. Like, we're hearing the trucks like super loud. Like, that was.
Yeah, you don't hear that when you have your headphones on.
Yeah, that's like. It sounds like there's machinery in the room with her.
Yeah, it
Sorry,
had like
sorry
a
to
little, like,
interrupt you, Yana. I just wanted to
it's
take
like a
care of that. So it
steampunk
didn't.
vibe.
Yeah, it was like a steampunk vibe. It was really loud. It was like this. Like it was like that loud. Like literally that loud. So
So
Yeah.
there's
Oh dear, you
a
guys.
dog, and they call you the Anya Factory. Cool Rift said that.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Go
in the
for
chat.
it. Go for it, Yana. Sorry. I didn't
Okay,
mean to
go for
interrupt
it.
you. I didn't want to stop your flow, but I didn't want
No. I'm so still in that flow. I know this
Okay.
back and forth and everything. So you're
Good.
good. Like I see that I lost you in the drawing, so I need to say some funny stuff to get you like juice.
No, you're
again.
good. You're good. You're good. You're good. Don't worry about that.
But okay, so anyhow, this is an example of when your natural style is made into a controlled style. I think this is the end. There was a flow. It was at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho, just for you guys, when you look deep into your heart of hearts and really sum up all you have witnessed, are there any things that did not make sense to you or just make you feel weird in ways you cannot bring into words? Or do you feel the insatiable enthusiasm for stuff and you just really, really, really want to know a thing or another thing? Or maybe you forgot a thing? Do you have any questions?
Francisco had a good comment. You know, he said it almost feels like trying to explain to someone how to breathe. It just comes naturally, but it'd be so hard
Yeah.
to instruct. Yeah, it's tricky.
No, I know.
It's tricky.
Have you ever done it before, John?
Try to instruct this.
No, try
Yeah.
to get your own natural style into words.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I think like I kind of ignore that. Like I kind of just I do whatever's honest. You know, like that's like the way that I see it is like more honest. But I'm naturally like you, where I probably should lock it down a bit more, you know, and I don't. But I can't do it because I'd be so bored. Like if I just was doing the same kind of thing over and over again. But I am seeing over the 20 years, like I'm actually starting to see like things that are common for me,
The
you know.
tendencies.
Yeah, tendencies. And so then I'm like running now I'm trying to run towards those tendencies. But I had a whole period of time where I was doing like this classical thing, and I wouldn't say it was dishonest like what I was doing, but it was like it just wasn't. I was trying to figure it out, and it ended up being not the route that I wanted to go 100%. And so I just was figuring that out. So I still feel like I'm figuring it out somewhat. Like I honestly do. So it's like some people I feel like it's very clear and distinct for them. I haven't felt like that. You know, I felt like I'm still kind of searching. I don't know. Maybe that's people that start earlier than me. I started at 21, so maybe I was a little
I
late.
think I started at 33, so
Yes.
I think-
Okay.
I think wait. I think that a lot of people don't recognize their own style because it comes
Yeah.
naturally. But indeed,
Yeah.
if you're probably the same, if you're just like intrigued and fascinated by stuff fast and you want to try
Mhm.
all the things, and then you go like, oh my god, rake brushes, need to do them too.
Right.
That's just another brain you have. Like I talked to Jade, that friend of mine that has a very uniform style of her own,
Yeah.
and she doesn't see it. She feels the same as we do.
Huh.
Weird because we don't agree. Yes, I know.
Right.
But to her, it's just like to her, it's wait. Sorry, Anya. To her, it's just like the same as us. She tries new things. She sees Angela, and then she's like, "Oh my god, I like that." And then she sees Tiffany, and then she's like, "Oh my god, I like those colors." I mean, Angela and Tiffany are quite close to each other, so she might have a brain that likes a certain thing very much. So she might just
Yeah.
be fascinated, just like that other girl that just likes to make pretty girls like all the time.
Right.
I can
Right.
do that. I would do. If I have like one pretty girl, then I'm like, okay, I'm done. Here is
Yeah.
mine.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Like, I think it's really an outgrowth of like personality because for me, like when I go to a restaurant, like I just tell them to bring me something. I just say, just
I
bring
do
me
that
something.
too.
Yeah. Right.
I know, like
Right.
you work here, you know this kitchen.
Yeah. Just
Please
bring
tell me
something.
what's good, or just bring me whatever the chef chooses. I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I
So
know,
I
I
like
do that.
it would be like ideal for me if like I woke up one day and went skydiving, and then the next day somebody was like, well, we're gonna study frogs, and I'll be like, all right. And then the next day they'll be like, we're doing algebra today, and I'll be like, okay. Like for me, like I'm weird that way where I don't like consistency in those kinds of things like actually bores me to tears. Like I really like weird people and strange people and stuff, like because regular people just bore me. Like they're just boring. It's like oh, how's the weather? Like in Texas everyone's like, oh yeah, how are the Cowboys
Oh,
doing? And
okay.
I'm like
Those regular people.
ugh.
Okay.
I'm just like I can't take it. I'm like ugh. If I have another conversation about the Cowboys, or like I mean the football team, that's what I'm talking about. Well, I should
Yeah,
I should
no, I get
qualify
that.
not worldwide football, like American football is what I mean. You know.
Yeah, so I
um,
guess you really want to be mentally stimulated, and you need
Yeah.
to be mentally stimulated. There's also people that have the talent to just listen and be there.
Yes. Yeah. And so but what I'm finding though is like I like weird stuff. I like gross stuff. I like there's things like that I'm starting to. So even if I like taking things and sort of ruining them. And so like if that's there's a
This is
I'm
how
like
you
kind-
call
I'm
it.
kinda-
That's interesting.
yeah, I'm like I'm like leaning into that more. Like that's what I'm realizing is like because for me it's less about the medium and the application. Like it's more about
The
like,
end result, like you have a
Yeah,
vision
yeah,
and you want to do that
yeah.
vision. Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
I have the same. It's like, oh, I have this thing. What medium could fit that? Maybe
Right,
I'll do this
right.
today. I feel
Yeah,
like no, I don't want to do that. That's too much work today. Let's
yeah,
do right, and then make
yeah.
that whatever work.
Yeah, yeah. So, but I don't know. I mean, I think it's definitely. I agree with you though. Like, it's definitely easier to market yourself if you have a real consistent style. But I like what you said because you talked about like having a portfolio, like specific portfolios for specific things. I think is so
Hmm.
good because then that's like if you have different aspects, you can kind of pump that aspect, and then I mean, if you're
Yeah,
gonna apply for a job at Blizzard or something, you're not gonna send them like
cute little
dark
kitties.
colorless images and oil paint and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's you want it to be like their style. So whatever suits their style, you want to unless you're doing Diablo, like maybe they would like that for Diablo, but for the rest it's more
Diablo is the best though. I mean, I stopped at number 2, but it was
me
good.
too. Me too.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I remember playing the original. I'm that old. I played the original at college and we were
Woof.
like trying to connect to each other via IPX. I don't know if
Oh
anybody
no, no, no.
shout out
Sorry.
anybody got
No
IPX like
offense. I did not do that because I was never good enough. So I was always scared that if I would, that I would like do much to shreds like right away. So I only kept my own little safe world. I
got
just
you. Got you.
yeah,
Yes.
and because I like that whole skill tree thing, I had the feeling that
Yeah.
I always chose the wrong stuff anyway. So I was like, I'll probably not be good. I don't want to do that. It's scary. Plus, at the beginning, I had the bootlegged version anyway, so I couldn't.
Yeah. 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 Oh, that's funny. So what do you think about this? I'm curious what you guys think about this. Um, what do you think about someone, because I have students occasionally that will come when it comes to style, come to me and say like they will say like I want to get a job at Riot or something, or I want to get a job at Epic Games or whatever, and they're like, so then they start working in this style that would be equipped, like they want to get a job there, so they start learning those methodologies and start working in that style and do that. Like, do you think that's a good thing, or do you guys think like you know what? I don't know. What do you think about it? I'm curious your thoughts about it.
I have opinions.
Yes.
No.
Tell us, tell us.
Okay, no, they're not that heavy as opinions. I think okay, the not so heavy opinion is that it really, really, really depends on the type of work. If you've been making Hello Kitty stuff all the time, and then you go like, I want to do a Diablo style or whatever, then I'd go like, well, maybe that's not in your league. But for instance, at this moment,
Yeah.
since nobody is hiring, but Lorcana claims that they're looking for artists always. And I'm like, I think if you look at my portfolio well and you take more than 3 seconds, I know I don't have a cohesive one, but if you take a look, you can see that all my fundamentals are there, and I can easily make Lorcana pieces. But they don't hire me. So I'm like, okay, so if this is difficult for you, I will make 6 Lorcana pieces. I will show them to you, and then
Right.
tell me
Right.
that I'm not hired. But that's
Yeah.
because I know I can do it. I've tried it. It's easy, and I will do it, and like give them that. So in this case, I'm like, yeah. But if you have to like learn a complete new methodology, chances are that you have not made those choices deliberately, naturally before already. So why would you like force them on yourself now?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And that
It'll be like a bad
that's not
version of yourself, like or of that art. I mean, it'll be a bad version of that art if you try to do it.
yeah, probably.
Um,
If you're not, yeah. Sorry, yeah, Tanya.
So I have an opinion. Can I
Do
have
it.
an opinion?
Do it. Yeah, please do.
No.
it.
So
Really?
I
Let's go
think
for my
that. Oh, what did you say to me?
What are those words?
Oh my gosh, you. Okay. I'm totally derailed now. So I think that knowing how to apply a style to something is a skill. Like if you are somebody that can easily like just take on other people's styles, and because we've had people on where like they took a cartoon and they like made that cartoon into like all the different cartoon styles that they could, right?
Yes. Yes.
That is that's a skill, right?
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
this is someone who had like a super long career and had been doing this for like years and years and years, had all their fundamentals down.
Right.
So definitely like your fundamentals are your like main thing. But if you are someone who is just starting out and you look at
Hey,
like
Nexus is here.
Oh, good.
I have him in my frame.
hold on. Right. I just got a message from him. He's unable to join on the stream, but I'm guessing if he's there, then he can ask us his questions in the chat. So when we get to him, we can do that. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
I mean, I put him at the end. Maybe
Okay.
we should also get started on that thing, by the way. But yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, yes, because I thought I had it in my thing here somewhere that indeed being able to adapt to styles is indeed a skill as well. Definitely, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I see it as like being like a studio musician. Like you're not necessarily making your own music. Like you're not making your own stuff, but you're it's a really highly sought after skill to be able to come into a session and lay down like a jazz
And
track or
adapt.
also lay down
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
yes, but and so maybe for somebody who wants to try different things all the time, that's probably for the best. But studio musicians will tell you though, they get hired and then whatever their most popular job is, that's what they keep getting hired for. So like if you did backup for BB King or whatever on a particular album, like everybody's going to hire you to do that, right? So it ends up happening anyways, like so that's why you always have to have personal work, I think, too,
Yes.
So
no, I agree. But I think it does. Okay, so it is definitely a separate skill, absolutely. But it is a skill that usually also kind of needs quite some fundamentals. Like if your eyes are not there, you will never be able to see what the style is really about that you're trying to mimic.
Yeah.
If your analytical brain is not there, you will not be able to make this into simple rules for yourself you can follow.
Yeah.
If your like color fundamentals are not there, you will not be able to match the colors of them. So, as a general artist, like the natural, not so uniform artist that tried everything, yes, you have the advantage that you often also know a lot, and that it can come to you more easily to adapt to other styles.
Yeah,
I have noticed that.
That's true. Yeah. Very true.
But your question was, do you like make a complete new portfolio for a specific job? I mean, you have to draw really, really fast. So I hope your style is already in that direction, or right. The natural choices you make. Like, if it would be helpful if you want to go into the game industry, that you at least love to draw leveled up women with lesser clothes, and because them's the rules. You level up, you lose clothing.
Yeah.
Okay, don't even get me started on that.
I hate that crap so much. It's so
okay.
It's like,
I love doing illustrations D&D style, and you will notice like the higher level the women get, actually, the more awesome armor I put them in. And by awesome, I mean like actual armor, like historical armor, because it's cooler.
I know.
I don't get the whole like bikini armor thing. Like, why?
So a friend of mine is like a friend of mine is doing this. Oh fuck! What is that other game called again? A World of Warcraft. Yes, she's like a big one of those. And apparently in World of Warcraft, they now also make the man lose clothing if this is the type of habit clothing works. And indeed also have the women dress up. But indeed, this is how. Okay. Anywho, Mr. Diablo.
Yeah.
I'm not suited for Diablo. Shall we go into some portfolios? Do you guys like to see some portfolios? Because like the 4 people we're talking about already know, but the others don't. So I love like chatting with you guys. And if you are at Lightbox, John, and I'm also looking at you here, Anya, like
I'll be there. We
need to chat. Yes, Anya, definitely. Okay. Anywho, Anya will not be there. That's good.
Wow,
I
calling me
about
out in
this.
front of everybody, like
Yeah.
letting them know. Wow, okay, you guys.
Yeah,
I
you
have
have to
actually
know how
something more
strong
important.
my emotions are
She
very
was
high.
very let down when I said I couldn't go. Very.
Yes.
I think she
I
Yes.
was
cried.
too. I
Um,
cried.
Yes.
no,
Well,
there's no way
I
you
gave
cried.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get her
Anywho.
on here. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay.
Let's get Meg here.
Let's get Meg. Hey Meg, what's up, girl? Oh, what's
Hello.
up?
Hey Meg.
Hi.
I already talked to you like quickly before, but so for everyone, you guys, if you want to talk about the generalist that kind of does everything, sure, everything that Meg gave us was mostly digital. However, she has food that is obviously a study, some fantastical stuff she made on her own. Then this landscape can also be a study. This one will be too, but this one has been done with all hard edges, which I really, really, really like. So very well done. And then this one is like a mush of soft edges, which I don't like because I like the hard edges one. Then we have some cool color experiments there, and there she pushed it too far maybe, but portraits nonetheless. So I have like portraits, like landscapes, still life slash illustrations, and you would say that this girl has no natural style, yeah, like natural uniform style. Yes, yes. Do you think?
Maybe. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. There's a paint application style though. There's like a paint application style and like an edge work style. And I
Yeah.
think like a value usage style. But yeah, I know what you mean though. I know what you're saying. Like subject matter is a little bit different and the approach to the subject matter is different for sure. But I see like a
Exactly.
yeah, it is for sure. I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
So
So
Jonas
I
seeing what I'm seeing.
the one where you're saying it's all hard edges. So that was an entry that she made into. I do these like challenges every month in Magma, and basically like this was, I think it was like either you had to make your own brush, or like it had to be like a full opacity painting. Like I can't remember exactly either that or it was like.
Oh, it was the lasso tool challenge. Only use lasso.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's the
Nice.
one.
I like
Nice,
it.
Meg.
I mean, yes, this shows that you obviously can handle color very well, and your values are quite nice as well. I mean, I think values is not
Yeah.
my strong suit. Anywho, so I graded you as such. Yeah, but guys, you. Oh, by the way, everybody is getting their own value graded thing, like I did here. Like you can have it like after the show. But then I was like, she gave me her website, and everybody with a phone can now scan this QR code and look there if you like. But I can tell you that this is on there. And what does that mean? This is a uniform style. How did that get there? Right? Let's go back. I mean, these are both like the same artists.
Yeah,
Meg. See?
that's it.
Huh?
That's the portfolio stuff. That's good. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's right.
I love the
So-
little vines. They're so nice.
They are. So Meg, I already asked you before, like real quick, how you got to this, and maybe you want to explain to the class how you got to this style. Did you have any guidance, or did you do it all alone? What was it for, and maybe something about this project?
Yeah. So these are all backgrounds that I created for an animated film I worked on when I was in college. So I had my professor sort of helping me along with, I guess, all like the technical stuff. But I was really inspired by like Cartoon Saloon and like the people who made like Secret of Kells and Song of the Sea. And I was just
you
trying
can
to.
tell.
Yeah, I was just trying to portray the like Amazon rainforest, I guess. And so I mixed my interest at that time with my thesis. Yeah.
Oh, I have to ask, have you seen that commercial or that ad that Cartoon Saloon made, or that Tom Moore made about there's a beast in my house, or there's a
Oh my gosh, love. That's
I
one.
cried.
Yes, yes, it was beautiful.
But yes. Okay, so the what I found interesting about this is that when you, even as a generalist, and you get hired, and you will work with an art director. I have not had that chance often, but I had a little of that. Um, you get help, like towards the okay, so here it's not reading well, and you get help from one person. It's like a mentor, right? Like a teacher, a mentor. But then in industry, you have to produce at a certain rate as well. So if your fundamentals are not up to par, you probably will not last long. And in this case, you had a teacher, right, that helped you with maybe forming you, helping you like choose maybe some colors or values or line art type.
Right.
Can
Mhm.
you talk a little bit about how you were art directed in this way?
Yeah, yeah, of course. So, hmm. I think it started just by like studying the work. I think at that point only Secret of Kells and Song of the Sea had come out, so I was really studying their work. And we had to do a lot of like animation tests. So like that first background on the top, not the top right, with the water, like that was really, yeah. Like I feel like that's probably the stronger one because I had so much time to work on it since it was for my animation test specifically. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and basically my professor at that point was just like, you got to just like create your own style, you know, you're being inspired by Secret of Kells, but you can't like replicate it, you can't just like copy it. It
Mm.
also helped that my professor at the time was actually knew Tom Moore, like the owner of the directors or whatever of Cartoon Saloon. So like
Mhm.
he was like, you know, I guess it was also like in that respect, like he was like looking out for his friend and like this upcoming animator, like don't copy, you know, like that's like the probably the
Yeah.
worst thing you can do for your own film. um and so yeah, that's how he helped me. I can't say he helped me too much with like lighting and stuff, like at this point, since I was studying animation, like we focused a lot on just like those basics. That's where he really helped me for sure. um
Mm.
and this was sort of like free reign. uh yeah, I was just trying to convey as much feeling as I could with backgrounds because I really looked up to at that point, like, I forget his name, the dude who did the backgrounds for Sleeping Beauty and stuff. Like,
Earl,
yeah, yeah,
Ivan
yeah,
Earl.
yeah, yeah,
I have the book right here.
yeah. And so I was just like, there's so much story. I knew there was so much story that could be conveyed just through backgrounds. So I really wanted to
True.
enhance that aspect, and I just
So
loved making paintings. So yeah.
what I was curious about, and I think this is the last question before we have to move on.
Mhm.
But so you got the advice to not copy completely.
Yeah.
Did you can you explain like a deliberate choice you made to like uncopy, to not copy, to steer away from the copy? Like were you like, okay, so they do hard brushes or hard edges right here, I will make them like super soft, or um,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I think it was like that. I saw a lot of like delineation on their
Yeah.
work. So I was like, let's not do that. And I also saw that there was just like a lot of design um integrated into like all the natural aspects of their background. So like it's like it looked like the trees were etched, right, with something,
Yeah.
or it looked like the rocks were etched with something. And although my rocks in that one do look like they're etched with something, like I think in the large middle one, like I
Yeah.
tried to play with not necessarily a design of a tree, not like a design being etched into the tree, but more like the natural look of the tree being the design itself, and sort of playing with like more earthy tones. um and then also with the purple stuff, you know, I hadn't really seen, I feel like they go more blue sometimes. I was like, purple. I tried, you know, I was a bit younger at this point, but Yeah.
Oh, you were younger.
Yeah.
Like time has passed. Like,
Yes.
yeah,
A good
that's
amount of time has passed. Yeah.
yeah, that's the thing. Yes. Well, I have like, do you have a question for me or about this whole thing where you go like, oh my God, I don't get, or I need to see something else, or I don't know. Do you want to ask something back to any of us?
Yeah, actually. I guess like it's funny because all the earlier work you showed, it's like stuff that's just been done like within the last year, 6 months. Yeah. And it's like instant gratification sort of stuff because they're studies and I know they're supposed to look like something, as opposed to the older stuff where I had time to be a little more creative. So I want to ask, like, how well do you think like my work reflects like technical skills, like versus like the creativity part of it? And I guess this is in reflection to the what is it, background portfolio that you showed, because I feel like that's me
Yeah. Yeah.
trying to be, whereas this is more me trying to keep up with art. So yeah.
Okay. Well, my personal opinion is please stop doing that then, because I love this. And this is, I mean, this is cute too. There's like lovely stuff in here, absolutely. But I think if naturally to you this is your thing,
Yeah.
I think you're good there. But like, I'm gonna pass this question to John anyways because like he has like amazing stuff to say about this. I know that. Look how he's sitting. Look how he's sitting right there. He has things to say. You can see it.
So Meg, you said that the second page is more you, is that right? Like these designs, that's more you said, or is the first page?
Yeah, this page for sure.
This is more you. Okay, yeah. So I'll tell you a little bit, like, my basically, long story short, like, I studied classically to try to get a good foundation, and I felt kind of stuck in that for a while. That's the short story of it. You know what I mean? And so I would definitely encourage you to pursue the direction that feels right to you. So approach it. You still want to approach, like, you still need to do studies and you still want to do those things. You know what I mean? But it's like, honesty is like so important, right? It's like, I've had students say to me all the time, like, well, what art am I supposed to make? Like, I'm in this stupid town. There's nothing here, and there's like, like, and so imagine someone saying, like, I'm in jail, right? Like, what can I paint? And I'm like, if you had a whole show of like 15 paintings of like one massive painting of like peeling paint, like perfectly done with like one fly on it, and then you have like a window with just a little bit of light coming in. I mean, on the surface, you'd look at that and say these are all boring paintings, but when you couch it in the idea of like, I'm in jail and this is what jail feels like all of a sudden people go through the show and they're like, dang, like, they get it, right? And so I always say, work with who you are and what you have and what you want to do. Like, that's the only way. It's like, you don't want to get really good at doing something that you aren't and that you don't like. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's
Right.
torture. Do you know what I mean? Like,
You will
that's
also
absolute
get
torture.
farther. Yeah, you will also get further in doing
Oh, yeah.
something you do like, because then you have a natural, like your natural art style. The thing I talked about, those are your decisions. These are your
Yeah.
ways of doing.
Yeah.
This is basically, we have the girl that didn't do the anatomy but just wants to do cute, and we had the other girl that also doesn't anatomy but does color really well. They
Yeah.
chose those things because to them anatomy is not important. They don't see it as a big priority. I can force it on them and tell them, please fix this because your art
Right.
sucks. It doesn't. But it will not work for them as it does for me. Not that I'm
Yeah.
a big anatomy major, but it's just like, if this, like John says, do studies always, because you learn so much
Right.
from studies. It doesn't
Sure.
even matter what you study. You can go with graphite outside and like draw like tiles on the floor. It's a study. It's good. Do studies. But if naturally to you this colorful with the graphical design stuff comes to you, do that. Please do that, because you will like innately know how to follow up, how to get better at that, feel what direction to go next, how to explore. it will come naturally to you because exploring comes from fun, and it will come to you like it's like. And
Yeah,
if
I
you
mean,
go
like,
like, yeah,
Right.
oh, sorry, yeah,
no,
I'm
that's it
interrupting.
basically. I thought you
Um,
were going to do the right thing. Say the thing.
oh, okay. No, I was just gonna say, yeah, like for this, like, this is all about simplification and composition, right? So this is about like all that. So you can still approach this style. See, I this is what happened to me, and this is what I'm suspecting that you feel like. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Meg, but like I felt like, oh, there's this thing that I have to do because that's what artists do, and if you want to be good, like you have to do this thing, right? Like
Yeah.
you have to go through it this way and do it this way and stuff like that. And so when I see this, I'm like, I would say like actually double down on this, right? Like go further,
Yep.
like start making characters and people in this style, right? Like do this, like make a Book of Kells, or what's the dang it, what's it called? What's the movie called?
Oh,
Um,
Secret of Kells.
A
Secret of Kells.
Kells.
Yeah, not the Book of Kells. I keep thinking of, I don't have my brain.
But it's
like,
about a book, though.
yeah, that's right. Yes, that's right. Well, there's the famous Book of Kells that has all that like iconography and stuff like that, but which I've looked at quite a bit. But it's like, but like I say, double down. I say like take this if you like, and that whole thing about like copying that person. I agree. Like I understand, but like I feel like the way to stand on your own 2 feet first is by copying other people and by learning from them. Like I don't even know an artist alive that hasn't said, I really grew up liking this person and I did copies of their drawings and I did like, I don't know anybody that hasn't said that. I don't know any musician that hasn't said that. Like,
I didn't do
like
that.
you never did that. You never liked any artist and tried to like emulate them.
No,
at
not
all?
really. Yeah, I'm weird. I'm sorry.
You're an
But-
enigma, Yana. You're an enigma.
I'm like-
There you go. Now I've met somebody.
There's like no, but it's really weird. It's like there's a void inside of me, and there's also like a thing that kind of goes like, if you draw somebody else's IP, you're wrong. I don't know why I have it. I have it, so I don't.
No, that's
Just
okay.
like that.
No, and that
I
now there you
will
go.
say, like my mother was like that. Every time because I am one of those people that like copied other people's stuff that I was like, oh, that's so cool. Let me just copy that because I want to see like what it feels like to draw like this.
Mhm.
And my mom would always be like, who'd you copy this time? It was always like,
Right.
like, you know, so I get that. I'm not saying you're like that, Yana. I'm just saying like my mom was also that way.
Okay.
Like, she would never ever.
I
Well-
also say that I've
Respected.
never copied anything. I mean, I drew Ariel
Yeah.
the Little Mermaid
Yeah.
since I was 5.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I
there
mean,
you go.
I'm not
That's
copying.
yours, Yana. You said you did. That is yours. That is
Ah,
Glenn
ah,
Keane.
Keen.
Okay,
Glenn
I
Keane.
just started really early. That's it. Okay.
You
Sorry.
lied. It's
Sorry.
Glenn Keane. You
Like
No.
I knew that, right? Yeah.
No,
Yes.
no, I'm just messing. No, but
no,
yeah, Meg,
no, you're
like,
so right.
but Meg, it's like it's one of those things where like you feel like you almost have to give yourself permission to head in that direction, and so give yourself permission, and then and whatever you like that's fine. Like I think it's the way that you copy people too, like, and it sounds like you did it thoughtfully, and it sounds like you were aware while you were doing it. That's all good. And I say double down. I say start like, man, like start, and even if you want to say, I just want to do really cool environments, like even if you don't want to do people, like you're just like, I just want to do cool, like if that's what you like do it and be the best dang
Definitely.
like environment artist like this that does this style. Like there's like, there's nothing, it's not even that there's nothing wrong with that. I would even go further and say, like, we need you as the artist community to do that. Like if that's your thing and that's your strength, like we need you to like just hammer that and make us all feel bad when we see your work, like because we're like, dang,
Yes.
I can't do that at all.
Yes,
You know what I
please do
mean?
that. The making
You know?
bad thing.
Really. So like I felt like that. Like the classical tradition is like copy, and the classical tradition is like, this is
Yeah.
the way it's done. This is the way it's done. This is the way it's done. And I just had to like, get out of that. Like I'm just now kind of getting out of it. So it's like, it's hard. So anyways, I would just say you'll be surprised. Like if you double down and really do your thing, like the guy that, the guys that made Adventure Time, like, can they do a la prima oil painting like me? Like, no, I can venture to say they probably can't. You know what I mean? Like they might be able to,
Mhm.
but they probably can't. But it doesn't matter. right? It really doesn't matter at all, right?
No, it's like the
You know,
way you invest. Like I said, like how you explore. If
yeah,
you do something fun, you explore. It might start out as copying, but never will be a copy because it's in your hand anyways. Um,
yeah,
but you will explore further because that thing is fun, and then you will explore
yeah,
further somewhere else when you venture towards another art parent or like guy you like, and then you go like, this is the way. This is the way. This will make you like happy and good at your art.
yeah, yeah. That's
Absolutely.
what I
Like the
say.
doubling
So
down.
yeah, go for it. I say, Meg, like go wholeheartedly. I love this. This page is like my favorite. Like this page, I like the other ones too. Like you're doing good. It's not that. It's just, but this is like this is exciting. This is interesting. You know what I mean? Like I think yeah, I say roll with it and just go. Just go. There's cool stuff here too. Like I actually really like that upper
No,
left
this
one
one.
and the port. Yeah,
Oh,
that
this
one's
one.
cool too. Yeah,
I
both.
love the
Yeah, yep,
cowboy.
yeah. It's fun. But
Oh,
see,
is
like,
he a figure?
starting to experiment with the lasso down there. Like that lasso one is of all the portraits. I'm like, now that's interesting.
Mhm.
Like that's starting to go somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Like that's interesting, and that's like different. And I can tell like you're in a different headspace. You put like a solid yellow background, and you're like, So I don't know. I say go. Like just be bold, and it's funny. We just like have to give ourselves permission to do it, but it's tough. It's tough. You feel like some expectation of something that you're supposed to do or whatever. I don't know. Like it's just something that's in there. Like I totally understand that, but I think specialization and just doubling down on what you do. I mean, think about like what Bobby does great figures. Bobby Chu does great figures, really, really good figure work. Like he used to teach it, and but it's like, what do we think of when we see him? It's like cute, and like slightly creepy creatures or whatever. He just doubled down and went for it, and Tim Burton's like, hey, can you make these characters for my movie? So I say go for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna move
Cool.
on to the next Meg. I mean, you are amazing.
Good job, Meg. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
The others need as much as time now, right? Just saying, like we have to do
Yeah,
it.
we can do that.
Okay.
Looking forward to seeing your stuff, though. It's gonna be awesome.
Great. Thanks.
Yeah, tag us when you start doing stuff, Meg. Tag us.
Hell yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
especially with the pretty. Yes.
Let's bring All Star Tess in here.
Yes.
What's up, girl?
Am I here? Hello?
Yes,
Hey,
you are.
Tess.
Hello.
I love that your name on here is It's Tess. I love that. That's great.
Hey, so Tess, what is wrong with you, man? Oh my God, these are gorgeous. I
Thank
mean,
you.
these are gorgeous. And
So what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You're so good.
really
What's
like
wrong
dropped
with
on
how
your
good
head?
you are? That's funny.
Sorry, no. Okay. So immediately I saw, because I went to your website, because you also gave one. Also, by the way, to everyone, you present yourself everywhere. You make yourself visible, right? The way how you present is up to you. If you if it's asked to only give 4 pictures and then nothing, you can do just that. But all the people that gave their email address or their websites with it, I shouldn't have, but I did look at their websites. So now I have seen all your websites. And so this is like a smart thing to always give it. Like it's part of your presentation. So okay, separate. Okay, anywho, Tess, saw your website. This is part of a project, a comic.
Hmm?
Am I right?
Which one are you talking about?
So mostly the middle row, because I saw these.
Oh, yeah. Those are my treasure hunters. Yeah.
Yeah, those are amazing. Okay, sorry. Yes.
Thank you.
I really love this. I could not have done this any better. So I don't have much to say. Everything I can say about your style, I've already ranked down here. You're a colorful that goes towards like a cartoonic, realistic type thing, and you are more dynamic than your aesthetic, and you do more of your own work than you do studies. and you have a very big continuity. Oh my God, I write this down and I cannot pronounce it. Continuity in your method of work.
She's consistent.
Yes, I should have written that word. Yes, you are right.
You're good. You're good.
So you have a very coherent things. Yes, please tell us things.
I'm so sorry. I remember, so shout out to Tess for being my co-host at Study Hall, but I remember her doing the top left one. I remember you working on that for like multiple weeks. When it was done, everyone was like, yay! Like, this is so cool. I love that one so much.
I love your shape language.
The framing. The framing.
Yes,
so cool.
this, and then it's also here and here, and then those clouds. It's like one of those pieces where you go like, oh, so this is what people mean with shape language. Okay, I get it now. Thank you.
It's cozy, but it's also like, it just
Not
makes
cozy
me
at all.
happy. It has DreamWorks energy. And by that, I mean like the little fishing guy on the moon energy. It has this energy. I don't know like how else to describe it, but I truly love that one. Like, it's my favorite.
Is there a certain way you like to work in, Tess? Like overall, like like do you prefer to go digital, or do you grab your sketchbook more often? Do you like start with colors first, or make a whole value pass first, or what are your preferred ways of working?
So I'm mostly digital these days. Like all of my pieces on my website and here are going to be my digital artwork. I started off in like high school and middle school and with paints, and I was really into pen and ink drawings. So that's where that's where my background kind of is. I've moved to digital. And for, I guess, my process, I tend to start with sketch, line art, and then I do a monochrome pass.
Do? Oh my God.
I do a monochrome pass. It's usually like pink, like a pink monochrome pass.
A pink?
And,
You do that. Yeah. Yeah. It's so cool.
I should do that. That sounds amazing. I want to do that.
And
no,
then
it's not. Pink is amazing. Shut up. Sorry.
I do the where was I? Oh, I do the color after that, and then I just kind of adjust after that with like more details and like a lot of I guess in the boat drawing with the highlights and stuff that will all be done last, and a lot of the more rendering on top of everything, you know.
So, may I ask, what happened in this like bottom piece, like here? Because you tell me this was set up in pink.
No, that one was not. So both of those two bottom ones they were actually started off as thumbnails, so they were super small. I made them bigger and kind of cleaned them up a little bit, but I also wanted to keep it a little bit messy. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't feel like they're necessarily my strongest ones, but I felt like including them because I liked them.
Well, the interesting thing you make with these is they don't fit the level that you made here, right? Because these are very nicely rendered people with abs and yes. Right. Now, don't forget the abs, man. Abs are important. I don't have them.
I would never forget the abs.
Anywho, but then when you choose to enlarge thumbnails, you get a different outcome. So as to the point of the style part, it's a different method, and therefore you get different work. It's like, right? So I just wanted to point that out. I said something smart now. Now John is going to say something smart again. And then Anya is going to say something smart.
You go first this time, Anya. You go first.
Okay.
Say the smart thing first.
I have to say something smart. Okay, so one of the things it's oh wow. Frank,
You want me to go? You want me to go?
Tessa's work is astounding.
Astounding. I go for that.
Oh
okay.
no! You
I
should have said
okay.
absolutely abscounding. You
Oh
should, it
my
was like
gosh,
right there. It's low hanging fruit
no.
on you.
Stop it. Okay. So the one like okay, the first one that I absolutely adore is this one. But when I head here, I like okay, I like the colors first of all. The gradient from your white to your yellow to your purple to your like it's like a darker cyan to like a green. That is such a cool transition for me. I don't know where you got that, but it's something I don't think I would have ever thought to put together, but it just mesmerizes me. But when I went and zoomed in on this piece, this is such a cool back bend. I thought this was a rock, and then I realized it's like a person, like or like a sculpture, and then I was like, "What?" And then I had to zoom in again. The ribs being so like grotesquely like skinny is like but like in the best way possible. It's like really cool. One of the things I love about this piece here, the teal orange piece, the flow of the piece is really cool. But I'm a sucker for like swirly kind of shape language.
Same here. Same here.
Yeah, so I just love
Yeah.
so the composition in general. I like it. I like how you have like, you know, you didn't fall prey to like a lot of people. This background, you have like this darker teal down here, this lighter teal up here. So you're bringing the attention back towards them, right? A lot of people might have made that whole background the same color. So I really like your use, your understanding of like how to bring the focus to where you want it.
Mhm.
You have like these fins pointing towards them. It's just really cool. It's a good job.
I will say that that was not the initial background. I changed it to that after I did the initial background. I spent so long on these clouds, and I was like, "This looks horrible."
Oh no.
It's too much.
No. But very
So I
relatable though.
removed them. They're gone.
Oh, it's so good though. It's so good. And when you zoom in on this one, your treasure hunters, the only thing I would have liked for this piece is for it to be a little more balanced. And by that I mean like it's very right heavy. Extremely right heavy. Like there's nothing over here. I almost just want to crop it and or just move them and then add something on the right here to like just make it a central thing. But I do get that if that's an illustration for a book, it's like there's place for text. So I just think it depends on like what you want it to be.
Yeah, I definitely could have either put it more central or cropped it.
Oh, I thought it was meant as something for a title or something.
Yeah, see,
It definitely gives the appearance that it's supposed to.
Yeah,
I guess I'm just playing.
Yeah, like the titles run down in that point or something. So it was not designed that way.
It was designed to be on that side of the page.
But I mean,
I don't know. I have cropped it before. Like I think I posted this one on Instagram, and I think I might be wrong. I think I cropped it on that one too.
Well, that makes
But
sense.
I mean, it's all good. It just depends on what you're going to use it for. But yeah, I don't know if I said anything smart, but your turn, John.
Yeah, that was good. It was smart. Yeah. So I think looking at everything, like the composition is definitely one of your strengths. I think that's like there's some interesting composition and just overlap. Like you understand overlap and you understand like even like this vignette up here is a nice vignette. Like it's cool. Sorry, let me get a proper layer. This one up here, like this is a great vignette, you know, and things like that. This is pretty cool too. Is this that pink underlayer coming through that you were talking about?
Yeah.
Did you just let it come through?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Sometimes
cool.
I do, sometimes I don't.
Yeah, this is really cool. I mean, there's things that you could improve like compositionally, but I definitely think like that's one of your strengths. And I also think color is one of your strengths. I think like you're like bold, like you're not like holding back at all. Like, and it's great. And also it's very like there's a lot of, I think one of the things that's hard to get somebody to think about is sort of having more of like a cinematic approach, like where there's different angles, right, and different perspectives on things to tell the story more, you know. And so you're already doing that naturally. Like I think like actually it's interesting because like the problems that I see are more based around like structure, and perspective with that structure. And that's the easier thing to solve. Like I feel like at least it's more straightforward. It's like a ton of work, but it's like more straightforward than that. Like it's really hard to teach students to like make a dynamic composition like this that has flowing in and out. So like it's really hard to get to explain overlaps to people, and like it's just very difficult. And so, but I think like a lot of times like I'm seeing like a definite avoidance of things that are in perspective, right? Everything is like, here, let me grab a better like there's nothing that's like legs. Here, I'll draw like this. Actually, so you can see it a little bit. Like there, I see a lot of legs or whatever that are like, more like this, but none that are like coming at us like this, right? Like that sort of thing. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like there's an avoidance of that. And it's totally natural because it's freaking hard. It's like super hard. Like, but even like with this, like some of the perspectives, this is hard. This is a very, very difficult thing to pull off. Like very, very difficult. But I think that's what I would tell you to focus on is like, even with this, like take a look here, like here, this one's tough too, because this one's here, like it's underneath there and then it wraps back. So you have to imagine that connection point and like the calf underneath. Like this probably wouldn't be possible. Like, it might be if you had, this kind of tucked to the side, but then this form would be a little bit different over here, like where it connects to that. So I think like, and it looks like you want to draw people quite a bit, like they're in every single composition. Yeah. So I would say like, definitely like what would benefit you the most for sure. Like I said, because you already have really good compositional skills. You already have good color sense. You already have a good sense of like how to put the image together too. Like Anya was saying, like this is a great. It's just like they're good images, like they're put together. I think, and even this, like this creature, is actually really structural. Like it's interesting to me because this is a very difficult thing to pull off. Like to actually be able to visualize that floating and then having to think through the form. Like part of it's not showing through, like that's a very difficult thing to, so it's almost like you're thinking differently about this than you are about this stuff. Like you're, so I think you have to, like, if you spend time working on that structure, because what that'll do is once you understand how to make a leg structural or whatever, and you can draw it from any angle or whatever, then lighting makes more sense too, right? Because you know where the lighting direction is. If you have one that's like going straight on like this, you understand what the forms are. Right. And so you'd be like, well, if the light's coming from over here, it would be a shadow over, you start to like, it's more than just having the outline, like it'll give you the understanding of how a shadow projection would work. Cause you have like drop shadows underneath here. But if, like, for instance, here's an example, like on this one, I'm trying to, so you can see it. I guess you can see where my cursor is, but like there'd be a cast shadow under this arm that would probably travel down here and would come like up here, like would be on there like that too, right? So there'd be like all sort. And see, if you start thinking in 3D, you can start like anticipating like where that stuff would be, and it wouldn't actually be exactly like I just did. So don't look at that, but you know what I mean. But it's like it's that kind of a thing. It's starting to think structurally, and I can see you struggling with those things, and that is so freaking difficult. And the way around that is to make sure that you. Honestly, it's like pages and pages and pages of like simple shapes where you're like, I'm going to draw a cube like this. And then you're like, I'm going to turn that cube, like, then I'm going to turn this cube like to the side, right? And you turn to the side. And that's how you start your day, right? And then the next one is like, I'm going to do a cylinder. Like you got to be able to like draw, like from any angle, like if something's turning in space, like you got to be able to draw it. Do you know what I mean? Like turning in space, like going around and stuff. And so just those simple shapes that will do it. Like that'll really do a lot for you. And then you start putting it together, and then you then you combine that with gesture, where you're like, okay, here's this, body that I've got like this, and then the hips would be like here, and then you can, anyways. So I think like structure and form, like focusing on that would really help you because that'll help you simplify. Take a look up here, right? So this, like, you see these feet. You see how that's the exact same foot, right?
Yeah.
Like it's that exact same solution, like doubled, right? Whereas really, like this should be like coming towards us. Like this foot might need to come. Like actually, it would be.
Yeah.
You know, you can kind of imagine a foot sort of more like this. Oops, sorry. More like this, right? Like more like that kind of a thing. And so if you imagine that like a wedge, sort of, one wedge might be going that way, like just barely seen, and then the other wedge might be going, I'm just trying to draw it so you can see it a little bit more clear, but it might be going like that, right? And so you have like two different angles for those feet, then you would construct it like so. I think a lot of that would, because I mean honestly, I think you're like ready made to make like dynamic images. I think you just need
And
that
a comic.
technical side.
And the comic, please.
What's that?
I mean, I would like and the comic.
Yeah. Go for it. Go for it.
It's comic, right? Yeah, don't you?
Say again.
Yeah,
Are you
she
talking
would
to
be
me?
great at doing comics.
No, like
Oh, yeah.
I said, like you
100%.
were like do these things, and I was like, yeah, yes, and make a comic. I think this.
100%.
Oh, by the way, Tess, I do have a
Yes.
question for you.
Yes,
Since we
what's up?
were just talking about it, right?
Yeah.
Technically, I think John and I and Anya will agree that you have quite a uniform style. I agree
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
literally put it on your sheet. Do you see it that way as well, or do you have the feeling that this is like one mess of different things together on one page?
I didn't used to see it as a uniform style. I would say, like, if you asked me like a year or two ago, I
Yeah.
would say no, I'm all over the place. I really am all over the place. But as I've drawn more and more frequently, yeah, it's pretty uniform.
Yeah.
I
It's
do-
It's you.
I will say it is one of those things where it is natural, I guess. Like, I'm not intentionally trying to draw this way.
No, okay, that's great. No. I mean, I believe you right away. It looks like you're having a lot of fun, and this is the stuff you actually like doing. So I believe it is your thing, your natural style right away. I was just wondering if you were also, I mean, apparently a year ago, you
Yeah.
didn't see it as one unified style.
No,
I
not a year ago.
Yeah. Okay, that's funny though. I don't know what your work looked like a year ago, but I think we could still see this in there.
How old are you, Tess?
I'm 25.
Okay. So, okay, I was going to say you sounded like somewhat younger. Like you didn't sound like an old man like me. I mean, obviously you
Nah.
don't sound like an old man, but I'm just saying you don't sound old like me. So I was like, so you got like, yeah, that's great. Like, so you've got like, man, so much. I was 4 years in when I was 25 and you're beating me for sure. Like I sucked. Like I could never have done this 4 years in when I was 25. Like that wouldn't have happened. So I'm telling you, like, I think for you, like, I don't normally say this to people, like, because normally this is like, but I think you need to focus like solely on the technical side for a little bit. Like it, like focus on the technical side and then implement it into something interesting like this. Keep doing that over and over again, because
Mhm.
for you, I don't really think you have, I think that's your, it's like that's the thing that's holding you back. That side is holding you back. The rest is not. So I feel like
True.
get that solved, and like, man, you're gonna like you're gonna be making some pretty sick images. Like this with like this image right here with like technical like skills bumped up is like freaking sick. Like it's gonna, you know what I'm saying? So it already looks amazing. Like I wish I drew this background creature. I love it. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, so just, yeah, I would say focus, like I said, don't do that to the detriment of creativity or whatever, but I think really like knuckle down on that, on the technical side, and you'll just, I think it's annoying and it's frustrating. It's like playing scales as a musician or something.
Mhm.
You know, it's annoying, but it will give you the freedom to do, and then you can just go. So
Yeah, like the song, right? Gotta practice your skills in your arpeggios.
yeah, and I'm sure you are. I would just focus directly on structure though. Like look at like Wouter's stuff on like, you know, like dimensional drawing, like anything that's like simple shapes turned in space, and like, and focus on that, and then combine that with gesture for people, and the anatomy is built into all that too. Like you learn how the shapes move and all that. So, but focus on that, and that's you'll kill it. You'll absolutely kill it. Yeah, you should make your own comic too. I agree.
Hey,
100%.
Tess,
100%.
Yeah.
do you have
Yes.
a question for any of us?
Questions.
Or just one?
No. I am grinning ear to ear right now. I am.
Good.
So I guess my homework is to work on technical drawing and turning shapes what am I saying?
Next,
Turning
Yeah.
shapes around.
also,
What's that? What's that, Yana? Sorry.
I said next to having fun, also keep having fun. Like,
Yeah.
Also, you were a bedrest person, so then you were gonna play your favorite song, right? I mean, I always did that.
Yeah, you got to you have to. That's the way. So if you're drawing shapes and doing it, then turn it into something, right? Then try to turn it into something and see where the flaws are. Then go back to making simple shapes and turning them, and then turn it into something and try it. And then it's that back and forth. Because you need both. You need to kind of try to use it practically too, not just sit there. Somebody playing scales all day long, never playing a song, never trying to actually play a song. It's not great, So, yeah, looks awesome though. You're doing great. I can't wait to see 6 months, a year. Just do pages and pages and pages of those fundamentals. Do it.
Dude, I get to see it every single week because she comes to study hall every week. It has been amazing. We've been running for a year now, and in that year, I have seen so much growth from her. It's crazy.
Well, I can usually tell when somebody gives a critique, and then the person, what you just said, you're like, okay, that's my homework. I'm going to go back and do it. No emotion, no this and that. Whenever somebody's like that, I'm always like, okay, they're going to kill it, because once people start treating it that way, okay, it's just a problem that needs to be solved, I'll go solve it. Then all of a sudden you start to get really freaking good. So that's what happens. So that's awesome. I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, shall we go on
Let's
to the
do it.
next?
Yes.
Shall we go on to the nexus?
Let's do
Nice.
Nexus.
Nice.
Okay, so let's bring Nexus onto the stage. Hello, Nexus.
Hi, hello.
Hey.
What up,
Hello, guys.
This.
This is such a nice surprise.
everyone.
I was told you wouldn't be on the stage, and there you are.
I had to change my mind.
So,
Awesome.
next is regarding your style. I think you have a very clear and deliberate style. If you want to go, is this a nice and uniform style? I think everybody will go yes, including you.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say that a bunch of artworks I made is, we have a uniform art style.
Yeah, they would very much fit towards the Ghibli background art style, for instance.
Yeah, it's
Little
so,
bit.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
so aesthetically calming.
Yeah.
I look at these and I'm like, I just like it.
Well, I think it's also the coffee that's in there that also does it. You have those scapes, and then there's
Yeah.
the coffee in there. Okay, I will look at the scapes with the coffee. Sound good? Get some green in there. Yeah. And they're open, so right? It's a good page. Who made that page? Oh wait, that was me. But
Oh my gosh.
sorry, I'm joking. It's all your work. I just put it on a page. So listen, for your style, I think it's clear you like muted colors. You are more towards the realistic style, and you deliberately have work on your designs. You're a little bit more static towards dynamic, as you do landscapes. And to be honest, I love them all. My biggest tip for you, not that I was giving tips, I was just saying style stuff, but I saw your website, and that's just something I will give you, is that it's not a very artsy website. It looks like a blog website that might have
Yes.
some art in there if you click the right things. Please
Mhm.
change that. That will help you tons, because your work is good. You will get hired. Just
Thank you.
make
Thank
your
you.
yeah, like make your website so that when I get on there the next time, I will see at least 6 tiles of your work in nice grid where I can click on and immediately see what's going on. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Then
Yeah.
I'll yeah.
For me,
Then I'll
it's
get
like sorry.
no. You were going.
So for me, like the website I made is like for a lot of personal projects. So it's like I wasn't like mainly focusing on art specifically. So I'm also like trying to try out other projects, the digital projects. That's how it's set up right now.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah, but yes, but you have like every project has a blog more like and not
Hmm.
like for instance if you would go to my website every project has like its own tile and when you click on that thing you get more of that project but it's all tiles no text
I see.
but um is there something you can tell about your style or how you got here or what choices you
Uh,
made who you followed what is important to you when you paint.
so I didn't really have like a solid reference or I did some like few inspiration gathering or artist references, but that's only like specific artist, which is like the works of Makoto Shinkai, uh,
Hmm.
Shinkai films. It's a little bit
Okay.
of in the anime industry, but that's how I always been like fascinated by it, but I also wanted to like do it by myself. So I sort of I didn't really try to uh would say study art. I've been mostly like trying to immerse myself in actual locations that I feel like personally connected with. For example, uh I have two artworks here that are like based on real life. The one is like on the
Hmm.
center, which is like a
The
small
staircase.
yeah a little bit of like an overgrown staircase in our area.
Yeah. Yes,
See,
nice.
I was
And
gonna say it looks so much like I've been there, but I've
uh,
never been there. That image, it pulls me in. It makes me feel like I've been there before. And that's something very special that I see with your stuff is that it feels like the experience of being there. Like the way that you
mhm,
portray things, it, it like pulls me into the world, which is something unique to like you specifically. It's kind of like every time I see Cyber's food stuff, I want to eat the food. For
yeah.
you, it's like I want to be there, or I already feel like I've been there. If that makes any sense, it's very
Yeah.
nice.
So I mostly like rely highly on like a feeling to be able to like guide my strokes, guide my coloring. It's mostly like about feeling. It feels a little bit weird, but that's how I
yes.
mostly like done most of these artworks. And the my latest one is the this port area or like the ocean scene. So I'm like located in a coastal area. That's like my
Yeah.
latest one, like 2 years ago. So I mean, most
So,
of these artworks are 2 to 3 years ago.
oh, okay. Did you not paint in the meanwhile, or like, did you just not give us that, or
uh,
you're still painting, right? Please tell me you are. I
so
mean, I would be ashamed to not to if you can't make this. Um,
uh, I kind of
what I was,
stopped
yeah.
painting,
Oh,
but I tried like doing a lot of sketching nowadays.
mm-hmm.
Just trying to draw anything, sketch anything. That's how. Yeah, I've been
Do you
stuck in
like
like the
do
the
you like
sketching.
sketching more now? Like the quicker turnover, as it were.
There's a it's a different feeling that I've been able to draw a lot of things with just sketching and not trying to like spend my time like a whole day or hours on it. But definitely like there's a calling there's been a calling for me to like go back to doing backgrounds again because kind of feels like, yeah, I'm kind of longing for that feeling again after sketching a
But
while.
if you might come back renewed, as it were, more sketchy or with a different input, maybe.
So for me, it's been so for the sketching part, it's just trying to learn more artistic studies or practices and techniques so that I could probably go back to painting backgrounds and do more than
Ah,
just this.
so you said that you paint on your feeling, right? Like, is there like a specific feeling that you still need to paint or express, or I don't know?
Uh, yeah, I would say so.
Which
There's still a lot of interesting faces that I want to show to everyone. It's like I want to somehow promote like the small town that I live in. I would say it's quite beautiful, and I would like to share it to people outside of my town.
have you always lived in that town?
Yes, I've
I
been
mean, that's
here
quite
for.
remarkable. Most people don't know where they live. Like, they don't see the beauty of their own town. But it's amazing that you do. So that's good.
Thank you.
And we want to
Okay,
see
so
we want to see more of your small town. It looks gorgeous there.
Will do. Will do.
okay, so now there's a dead joke from John.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I'm looking at some of your other stuff on your Instagram too, and it's good. Like that's actually interesting. There's like a lot of like characters and things like that. It's good. It's good stuff too. What I would say is if you're going to do backgrounds, like my thing is I like these. Like I like them a lot. There's a couple things though that I would say. The first thing is that everything sort of looks like equal importance on almost every image. Like you don't have a lot of simplification. Like so you don't have a lot of like a decision about what's the most important in each scene, like what's the most important thing, like everything feels like equal importance. And so be careful of that. Like let me grab this because I grabbed this because I wanted to show you like this, like if I bring let me see if I can bring it in. Hopefully it'll paste. Yeah, there we go. So like oops, sorry, one sec. Every once in a while it won't let
Yeah, it
me
might not
paste.
paste.
Yeah. Every once in a while, it might not. So I just,
Oh no.
that's okay. No, here, there we go. Okay, it let me.
There we go.
So, like, this is Nathan Fowles. This is like a random page I just found of Nathan Fowles. But what I want to show you is like, you can see how like the light like has a very like he's gone further into now. Granted, it's not fair to put anybody up against Nathan Fowles, of course. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I was just
it's
Yeah.
like,
it's
where are
really
you
not
going
fair.
with this?
It's not fair, but it's like, but to be honest, like that's what you shoot for. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what you want to shoot
Yep.
for.
Yeah.
But it's the but it's like it's a more of a clear statement and more of a clear, like a simplified like if what you've got there would be like a couple paragraphs and his would be like a couple really well thought out like sentences. Does that make sense? Like, and I think because I think a lot of the textures you have are really really good. Like a lot of the textures are really good, and it is partially just stylistic, I think. So even if you wanted to keep the same level of rendering or whatever, I still think the light should be handled in a more simple way. Like there should be a more clear like understanding of what's happening with the light. And again, it depends on what you're doing. But like here, let me show you. Like so let's say you've got this. Let's do that stairway that you guys were talking about, right? So what happens if I do this, right? If I do this and I start doing this and this becomes this, right? Where this is like spilling in like that, like all of a sudden you tell a little bit more of a story, right? Like you like this here might catch a little bit of light or whatever, you can do something like that, but that tells a little bit more of a story of what, like what you want people to focus on, right? And what you want, like it's just taking it from almost like documentation of it to like a little bit more dramatic and a little bit more of a clear statement. And You know, like that nothing you'd have to go that route. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to go that route. Like you don't have to do
Oh
what I
my,
just
I
did.
love, sorry,
But
I love those words you use, like the documentation. I was immediately thinking, yeah, but it's very pretty documentation. But
yes,
it's true. It
yeah,
is it is
100%.
documentation. Like I'm not against it or anything,
Mm.
but it's like
Right.
it's such a cool way of wording this. I need to keep this in my mind.
Oh,
I
good.
love
Yeah.
it. Sorry,
Well, yeah. Well,
I
I
just
struggle.
I was
I
just
struggle
like,
with that. I struggle with that too
yeah,
because like doing landscapes, like classically, like when you do landscapes, that's very much like they're just teaching you to like paint what you see and stuff like that, and it
yeah,
ends up not being as interesting as if like you're out there and you're like you make a statement about what you're seeing. Like so, it's like it's hot out, so I want to like show the sun. So here, let me show you an
oh.
example. Like
No, well,
Soroya,
I
I'll
know
show you like a
exactly
Soroya
what
painting.
you're talking about. Like,
Yeah.
I've been a big fan of Tiffany Manx, and
Okay.
she really makes the gesture of the light, right? She takes the colors in that aren't there. And when I started out, and I'm quite literal, I was like, okay, so I do things, and then it didn't do whatever I was seeing there, and it took me a while for me to understand that as an artist, you are allowed, if you will, to make artistical decisions, or if you know the fundamentals well, you can push it. But Tiffany almost basically said to me, like, oh, yeah, I just look at a thing. And maybe it's like if there's like some houses, there's like one window that has a reflection or something that she likes. Basically, everything around that window is just inspiration, and she will not take or use that literally. And just only that window will be more to like documentation, maybe. And
Right.
then everything around it will support that window that she likes. And I'm like,
Yes.
yes, I've never looked at it that way because there's clearly a tree next to that window. Why are you not painting this fucking tree? So,
Right,
yeah.
right, and yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, like it's tough, like because it's somewhat. What I'm saying is like somewhat preference, sort of. But I do think like even on this image, like here, let me show you this. Like, let's just grab this image, which is like a similar style, like this one. See, even on this one, there's very clear like delineation
Yeah.
between like this belongs here, right? And this
Mhm.
other stuff belongs. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so I don't know. It it depends on what you want. It's some of it's stylistic, but I just throw that out there to help like maybe give you something like because
True.
Soroya could have put like all these like I can guarantee you there were all these little things that were happening here, like tons of things happening,
Yeah. Yes,
but in order
exactly.
to yeah to make a statement like that. And also this like this is the other thing too is Soroya, like this isn't the way it looks when you're out there, like when you're out in the ocean on
No.
a boat or whatever, it doesn't look like that, like one to one, but this is the way it feels when you're out there, right? This is the way
Yes.
it feels,
Mhm.
like color wise, color relationship wise, like value wise, like this is the way it feels when you're out there. Everybody would be like, yeah, that's like the feeling you get with from the colors, you know what I mean? Even though, but if you took like a palette knife and held up the colors, it wouldn't match, right? It wouldn't match. So anyways, that's just something to think about because I think you've obviously got the skill set. Like you obviously have the skill set and you've got like a lot of the fundamentals down. So now I just think it's like that's what Nathan Fowlkes is doing here. Like he's totally able to render the crap out of everything if he wants to. Like he absolutely can. But he's searching for what is the heart of this particular thing and how can I convey that? Like if you look at this one, like if you can do a small thumbnail like this and get it to resonate, like then you've got a winner, right? And so
Mhm.
that's what he's searching for. So anyways, just something to kind of round out like what the feedback you're getting, and so hopefully that helps. It's you know and I always think, I mean, like I said, it's partially personal preference, but I do think like it's like the more you can pare things down, the more like in composition, like the main rule is like the simplest way you can say it is usually like the best way to say it. You know what I mean? Just like a sentence,
Mhm.
just like you're giving a speech, it's way more impactful to say it in like what did there's that Winston Churchill, his famous speech where he's like always gave these long, amazing speeches. And World War II, he just got up and England was getting hammered. You know what I mean? Like they were getting hammered and there wasn't a lot of hope. And So he just literally, this guy who's like this wonderful orator, like got up and said, never, ever, ever give up. That's like all he said, you know? And it's like, and everybody just like roared because it's just like, that's all he needed to say. Do you know what I mean? Like, and so anyways, simpler statements, not to be too dramatic about it, but like simpler statements usually end up being much more powerful. And so I like, you've got the skill set. Like this one is starting to head in the direction that I really like. I think this one,
Same.
like that's your newest one. That's your newest one. And I really I like this one the most. So, because it's much more of what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, so this you could even get away with this being like this. Like, honestly, you could even get away with that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that, like somewhat, and then even doing this, watch, like, not that you would necessarily want to get away with that, but like you could probably get away with it being like this and then having like
a cat in the front or a monkey.
Yeah, like something.
It would
like
obviously
really
be
simple.
a raccoon, guys. Like, come on.
Yes, a raccoon.
What?
That's
No.
exactly right.
What? No.
Right. You
Cat.
could get away with that. Do you know what I mean? Like that's all you would need. So I mean, it might be a more powerful statement, maybe not always, but maybe. You know what I mean? So just think about that. I think that's the thing I would say to round out what you're. Because I think you've yet to like look at a scene and say, this is my take on this scene, what's happening. Like I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking about and what I prioritize and what I think is. Do you know what I mean? As opposed, it's almost like a more passive way to make the art, I think. So I say take what you like about it, like this particular scene, what you find beautiful about it. Oops, sorry.
So maybe
What
like
you-
push the feeling.
Yeah, like whatever you find beautiful about this, take that aspect and bring it out. So anyways, hopefully that helps. Hopefully that makes sense too.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, good. I mean, these are really cool. They're super cool. And this is I mean, like, I'm like, man,
Thank
this
you.
perspective's good. Like it's locked in, like things are really good. So I think that's the part that you just need to push a bit more. And then it'll just be, it's you're not that far off from making stuff that's just like total bangers, so
Just
you
the
better not
Donaldson
stop
type.
painting. Don't stop painting.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you got it.
So do you want to hear a fun story about Nathan Fawkes?
Sure.
Since you brought him up, right?
Yeah.
He has been making even more simplified, or like he's trying to get the core, as you said, right, of the gesture of the thing, like to get the painting down with as minimal as possible. And so his work was starting to like look a little alien, almost like no human mind can do this, right?
Right.
I was talking about this with Tiffany as well, and we were discussing like, what the fuck is going on here? We can never match up to this. So at Lightbox, he was in the same street as the person I was helping. So I walk up to him and I say, so listen, just before the mothership calls you in and we will never see you again, can you please explain to me what you have been up to lately? Because your work has been on another level as of late. I got a complete blank statement. However, his wife in the back couldn't stop laughing. She got it right away. And I had to explain to him, like, no, it's your work is that good. It's like Alien, so your mothership would like come and collect you because it turned out in the end that you actually were not human, as you probably are not. And he was still looking at me with this like blank expression, like.
Listen,
I think-
you're just, Yana, you're on another level of cool. Like you're on a different level of cool than him, so like he can't get you yet, and it's okay.
Well, I also
It's not
think
you,
that
it's
maybe,
him.
No, I think like he got like all his marbles divided in the art part, maybe not in the humor part.
No, he's great. He's great. You're just like, you're my kind of people. That's all I have to say. It says something that you and John are my kind
No,
of
remember, guys, when he's at Lightbox, this is the other thing too. Like, he is getting approached. Like, you were probably like the 800th person to come up and say something to him that day. So for real, no joke. Like, and people say weird things. Like, I've been standing around listening to like to Nathan Fowlks, like when people come up and talk and they say weird things, and everybody, so
Like me,
he's
weird.
probably just no. I'm saying like they'll say stuff that's like I named my baby after you or whatever, or like weird.
Oh,
like
That's kind of
yeah.
weird.
I didn't
He's
actually
so
hear that.
recognizable with the eye patch.
Yeah, I didn't recognize, or I'm
So,
sure people
yeah.
say like, how's it feel being a pirate or what, or whatever, some
Oh,
stupid stuff. People say dumb
that's
things, you know what I
awful.
mean? People say dumb things, and then people say weird things, and so like by the end of the day, I'm
Oh.
sure he's just like, I don't know, like, and so if he doesn't get,
I
you know what I
must
mean? Like
say,
I would be at the end of the day, I'd be like, I gotta be honest, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sorry, but at the end of Lightbox, everybody is. Well, to be honest, halfway
Brain dead.
Friday, I'm already there. To be honest.
Yeah, for sure,
Overwhelmed.
I also
Totally.
didn't mean any like anything
Oh, we know.
towards him. It's just like
Oh, we know.
like his art and his way that he's doing. It was just so funny that my obvious joke was not landing. I was like, oh, this is why you're that good. I get it now. Like, right?
That's
This
awesome.
this is where all your marbles went. Like this is like it's so right.
Just-
Well, the way
skill,
the
you
way
know?
he is too, like he's so he's a very clear thinker, and he's also very
Yeah, I got that.
It's what gives him his power is he's very analytical thinker too. He's a problem solver. So
Yeah.
what you probably see him doing is like going through the variations of like, what the heck did Yana just say? She could have
Yeah.
said this, she could have meant that, she could have meant that. Like he's like,
I believe
yeah.
you right away because
Yeah.
it's not. He's definitely not stupid. He's
he's a whip. He's a whip for sure.
absolutely like
Work in progress.
there's something special. Like
He dwarfs us all. That's
can
the
never
truth. He
touch.
dwarfs
Oh.
us all.
Yeah, definitely. That's my point. That's my exact point.
Yeah,
Like,
right,
his
exactly.
mothership-
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
mothership will come and claim him soon.
Yeah.
Like he's not.
But
human.
you're a little weird too, Yana. You have to know that too, which I like
I'm
that
a lot
about you.
weird.
I know. So
They
it's not
love-
like you're like me. I'm not. And my wife would be like, if you said to my wife, "Is John a clear communicator?" She would start laughing. So so it's like So yeah, that's
I'm
just
gonna
not
ask
how.
that to your wife. Are you bringing her?
No, she would hate Lightbox. Yeah, no.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh my gosh. That being said, guys, thank you both, John and Yana, for coming to hang out with me, doing these portfolio reviews, all the work that you've put in, Yana. John, you being willing to just come here and go with the flow.
It's Yana
everyone
and
who showed up
Jana.
today.
Yeah.
No. Oh, it's even better if you, John, and I'm Yana, and she is an anagram of mine. Like Anya is Jana,
Anya,
She is
Jana, and
it's-
Yana. Yeah. Anyana, Jana.
That being said, you guys, if
Yana,
one of
Yana.
your portfolios
Exactly,
has not been
exactly.
reviewed, so if you came here today and your portfolio was not reviewed, do not fear, for we will be doing more of these, either on the Discord, so keep an eye on the Discord, but we will see you soon. Thank you,
and
guys.
hey, like I wanted to give a shout out to the people that did submit their stuff because it's really a tough thing to put your stuff up here and let people talk about what's good and what's bad about it. It's very tough. So like really good on you guys because it's hard. It's hard to do that. And you guys are all awesome. Everybody's awesome. So I just wanted to say that because it's like, and it's freeing, right? Because there's good things too. Like there's things you need to work on. It's fine, but it's like not the end of the world. It's like whatever. Like I got like a laundry list. Who knows how long of stuff I got to work on that my art sucks with. It's like, so it's like, that's just how it is. And so it's awesome. It just shows you guys want to get better and it's great. So don't be afraid, people. Put your portfolio out there. Do it.
Yes.
Sorry.
And there's a specific text channel you can go do that in. Connect with us. Even if you write in our general chat, like, hey, where's the portfolio thing? I'll direct you to that. Other than that, guys, thank you so much. See ya.
See you guys. Let's play the music out.
Yeah.